ActBlue, the Democrats' billion-dollar fundraising machine, is crumbling right before our eyes. 7 top executives just vanished. The organization is in chaos, and even the New York Times is forced to admit it. What does this mean for 2025 and beyond? And how did Trump and Elon Musk trigger the collapse? We'll go over what's happening right now to the Democratic Party and the left in general, and why it's important for the future of America and the world. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's me, Rich, your answer to the daily onslaught of radical woke Marxist propaganda. Welcome back to the channel. Become a subscriber if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell and smack the like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. All right, so let's talk about what's happening at ActBlue, the Democrats' golden goose for campaign funding. It turns out the place is imploding, and not just in a minor way. 7 high-ranking officials have jumped ship in the last few weeks. 7. That's not a rough patch, guys. That's a full-blown abandonment. And get this, the last remaining lawyer in their general counsel's office just got locked out of his email after reminding everyone that we have whistleblower policies for a reason. Translation, someone somewhere is covering up something big. ActBlue, for those of you who don't know, isn't some random PAC. It's the lifeblood of the progressive machine. This is where the money comes from. We're talking over $16 billion passed through this system in the last 20 years. That's a billion with a B, guys. And get this, our tax dollars were going straight into this thing. How? Well, thanks to the work of James O'Keefe and his team at O'Keefe Media Group, we now know that ActBlue was getting money funneled through left-wing NGOs. And now, just weeks after Trump and Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, cut off billions in funding to those NGOs, the whole thing is collapsing like a house of cards. And what happens when you take away taxpayers' piggy bank? Simple. The Democrats panic. And right now, panic is exactly what's setting in. The New York Times, the New York Times is actually reporting on this meltdown, which means things are so bad that even the left-wing media can't ignore it anymore. According to their report, ActBlue's top leadership is in turmoil. Confidence is eroding, and the unions representing their employees are demanding an independent investigation. Unions against Democrats. Are you kidding me? Again, this is not coming from Fox News, Richie, or conservative media. This is straight from the left's own propaganda machine, the Gray Lady. But let's ask the obvious question. Why are they all leaving? Why is ActBlue's leadership running for the exits? Is everything above board there? Wouldn't they be holding emergency meetings, reassuring donors, and fixing the problem at hand? Instead, they're resigning and refusing to talk to anyone. That's not a good sign. And it's not just ActBlue that's in trouble. The entire Democratic Party is showing signs of a movement in decline. We're seeing that the left's political stunts are getting increasingly desperate, right? They're out of touch. They don't know how to behave. Just look at what they did on Tuesday during Trump's joint session speech to Congress. They were holding up signs like street protesters, and some of them were wearing pink like those pink pussy hat brigade people. They couldn't stand up for a 12-year-old who suffered through 13 surgeries because of brain cancer and who wanted to become a police officer. And it didn't stop with the address to Congress. A perfect example of the lunacy of the left was Nicole Wallace on MSNBC and what she said about the kid with cancer that the Democrats refused to stand up for. Give it a watch.
Piers, the media, the kind of, again, never Trump media, they made it worse at times last night. This was a moment on MSNBC with Nicole Wallace speaking of the child with cancer. Watch.
The beauty of that child is the tragedy of the Trump presidency. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide.
Piers, what was that?
One of the most disgusting, shameful, reprehensible things I have ever seen.
Exactly. I mean, guys, her TDS is so strong this Nicole Wallace, who used to be a Republican, by the way. I think she worked for W. But her TDS is so strong that she just exploited a 12-year-old boy with brain cancer who went through 13 surgeries already just to trash Trump with their phony January 6 nonsense. Guys, the people are just tired of the left's stunts and fake outrage anymore. And there are massive clues right now that are showing that the American people are done with the Democratic Party, done with the legacy media, and done with the left in general, the woke radical Marxists. Like, voter registration data shows that there's a major loss of Democratic voters nationwide, while Republicans are gaining ground nearly everywhere. I know in my state of Pennsylvania, Republican registrations are definitely outpacing the Democrats. That's for the first time in decades, guys. America First movement, which is a populist nationalist movement, is rising while the left flounders to stay relevant. And they're not smart enough to figure out what's even happening to them yet. Can you name a leader in the Democratic Party right now? Even top Democrats can't answer that simple question. Who's leading the party? Who's leading the herd, if you will? So where does this all lead? Well, it's starting to look like ActBlue will go down in history as yet another left-wing money laundering scheme. And you better believe that more Republican-led investigations are coming. Trump and the GOP are gaining momentum. The left is scrambling. And as ActBlue collapses, it's becoming more and more clear their entire system was a fraud from the start. The Democrats right now are realizing that what's happening to them is not just a temporary setback that they will figure a way out of. They are being exposed as the frauds that they are and have been for decades to the very voters who used to listen to them and trust them, but have now come to realize that the Democratic Party never did anything for them. And it's going to get worse with each new exposure of their grifting and corruption, of each new explanation of how they used your money to empower themselves while leaving you with nothing. The Democrats are coming to grips with the reality that their grip on power is slipping away, and there's no sign of them reclaiming it anytime soon. That's why we're witnessing their unhinged behavior, because desperation breeds madness. All right, thank you for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest news that the mainstream media doesn't want you to hear. I'll see you in the next one.
We gotta find a way to make it stay the same. Oh, with no fans of change, take it or leave it, we resist. There's no bucket list, just one close fit.